up, I am joined by the brilliant Anna Dixon and mum Stephanie, and we're going to hear all about Anna and her dancing life in particular. So Anna, thank you so much for being here today. You've been involved in Reach events for a while, right?
Yeah, I've been part of Reach for quite a while.
Since you were a
baby, and I've taken part in things like the Royal Weekend, Royal Week Away and stuff like that.
That's fantastic. That's something I never got to do, and I'm a little bit jealous. Maybe I'll see if I can pretend to join in next time. How do you think accessing Reach events has changed your life as somebody with a limb difference?
It's definitely being able to see people. So, for example, when you turn up at Raw, it's that shock of just everybody has one arm, and you get used to it, and then you go home and you're like, wait, everyone has two hands. It's very odd.
Do you remember your first ever Reach Away week?
Yeah, I didn't know anyone going there. I went on the coach, didn't know anyone on there, and I got there, and it was just being able to meet people. It was really odd. But
that must have been really nerve-wracking, but then to be able to see so many people that look like us must have just been a really lovely feeling. And what are the sorts of things you do when you're there?
We usually do kayaking, rock climbing, abseiling, zip wire.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And Mum, how did you feel when letting Anna go away for the first time for the week?
The Reach activity holiday starts at age 10, so I booked her on it, but she didn't know anyone, and I dropped her off. It was at a coach station in Leeds early on a Sunday morning, and we didn't know anybody on the coach, and I can remember sort of packing her off and worrying, but she was absolutely fine, and they looked after her brilliantly, and you had a fab time.
Oh, that's fantastic. I really am very jealous that I didn't get to go to these because I didn't know about them, but now I do. Maybe we can do an adult one. Anna, tell us a little bit about dancing, because dancing's been a really huge part of your life. It's not necessarily something you're going to do as a profession, but it's really changed your life, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've been dancing since I was about 2.5, so about 13 years now. I've done ballet, tap, modern, contemporary. I do ballet with RAD, which is the Royal Academy of Dance, and it's helped me a lot with posture, just things like that. And obviously everyone in my dance class is very aware now of it, and it's just easy. And
I don't know whether you find this, but I know as a child I was not as aware that I was different. There wasn't as much awareness, and I think you do get to an age where you suddenly go, oh, I am a little bit different to everybody else. Do you remember, in terms of dance, when that started to happen? Do you remember that feeling of, oh, I do things differently?
Yeah, there's never really been anything I've had to change in the things, but it's just stuff like when they say, oh, and lift your left hand up, and it's like, oh, well, I don't have the left hand, and it's just looking in the mirror and sometimes thinking, oh, well, the way I do it looks a bit different, but I'm still doing the work. It's
absolutely. And were there ever moments where that made you feel more negative feelings than positive ones? Were there ever times where you thought, oh, that this is annoying, or this is frustrating?
Yeah. It's not so much frustrating, it's just acknowledging that it is going to look different because your hand's it's not there, so it's not going to move in the same way. But no one's ever said anything to me at dancing. It's always just been, oh, that's Anna, she has one arm, but she's just always done it like that.
Absolutely, she's just always done it like that, exactly, because the whole point of dance is it's freedom to move your body, right? So we should be able to move our bodies in whichever way we want to and can. And how have the entire team at your academies been? Have they just made everything really accessible?
They've been great. So the only thing is, my dance teacher before an exam talks to them and basically tells them, and it just means I don't lose any marks on my left side, so I'm still able to reach distinction level or whatever. And she's always done it without any bother,
without any fuss, or there's just a special coding, and it obviously Anna is then able to dance and gain the marks that she deserves, and does dance to a very high level. And you've not had any problems in terms of if they've had to use a prop for the character dance, the teachers liaise with the RAD and come up with a solution that's acceptable to the examiner and obviously works for Anna and her arm.
It really is so easy to make every single thing accessible. We just need to keep showing people that that's the way forward. Stephanie, it didn't come up on the scan that Anna had a limb difference.
Obviously, she's 15 now. I had a very normal pregnancy, normal scans, and then a very big surprise on the day she was born. But obviously she's healthy, thrived, and yeah, living your best life.
And you found out about Reach just within a few weeks of Anna being born?
Yeah, I think we went online. I don't think anyone actually told us. I think, again, it was just through searching. And then we went to our first event. I think Anna was about 3 or 4 months old. We went to a Northwest family day and met up, obviously, with other parents. And it was the first time I'd seen anyone else with a limb difference. And then we've taken it from there.
And what was that like for you? Because I know when I've spoken to my own mum about it, you know, she did really struggle. She's quite open about how much she struggled because she also didn't know. But she didn't know about Reach until I was 27 or 28, and that's when she came to her first Reach event. She spent the whole weekend crying. How did you feel just straight away knowing that there was this community of people that were going to help you out whenever you needed it?
It's very reassuring to realise that you're not on your own, because when I had Anna, my first thought was, I've never seen anyone with an upper limb difference. And then you go to a family event and there's lots of people, adults, children, all with differences and just living their lives and seeing how people can do things. Obviously, I was a mum of a baby. I didn't know what she would be able to do and not do. And just seeing people able to live happily a normal life is fabulous. And then obviously Anna's grown up, and now when we go to events, obviously mums with young children, babies, mums and dads are coming up to Anna and asking her things, which is lovely.
And so, Anna, what does the future look like? I know that that's really hard to ask somebody of your age, because actually you don't need to know right now. That's your right. What area do you think you want to go into?
Well, I'm in my GCSE year, so finish them, finish my A-levels, and then hopefully I'm thinking something with law.
Fantastic. That's brilliant. And as you say, what's so lovely about that is if you can continue to come to Reach events, you can continue to inspire our next generation of young people to know that they really can do absolutely anything that they want to do. Do you find that in your everyday life you come across people that look like you?
It's really rare to see anyone. I don't particularly see anyone with any sort of upper limb difference, so coming to Reach is the only.
That's why the Reach activity holiday is such a bonus. I mean, it's ideal. It's an opportunity for children aged 10 to 18 to meet up, obviously have a fun-filled activity week, but obviously you've touched on the things that you do in the evening sometimes are as important as the activities in the day. Just a chance to chat to another girl about how you do your hair or your makeup or tie your shoelaces or anything like that. And obviously the older ones can help the younger ones with things like that.
Fantastic. And if you were, because I think I mentioned this to you earlier, I think that there is a difference between how you see yourself when you're a child and suddenly how you see yourself when you're a teenager. And I was just wondering if you had, I know some of the things that I might say to myself if I were to be able to look back. Is there anything that you might say to Anna maybe a few years ago or Anna as a child?
Yeah, it's just mostly you're the only one who's really, really aware of it. So you might go somewhere new and you're thinking about it all day, like, oh, they're looking at how I'm doing this with my arm, oh, they're thinking about that. Whereas in reality, you've turned up, they've looked at someone and gone, oh, they have one arm, that's interesting, I've never seen that before. And then it's just gone out of their mind and you're as interesting to them as anyone else there.
Yeah, what seems really big to us is actually, it might be bigger to somebody else for a minute, and then it's and then it's gone. And how do you find children? Because I find that, you know, they're so inquisitive, but then actually once you tell them, they're brilliant.
Yeah, it's just explain to them that you're okay and it's a very normal thing and it's just different. It's just like how people have different hair colours. People are going to have different disabilities. It's just...
Absolutely. And someone that's involved in the arts, I'm sure you agree how important it is for the representation of people like us to be, you know, dancers and actors and musicians and just be able to see, just so the world can see it. Yeah. Because I think...
Normalising it.
It's normalising it, and that's what we need to do. I mean, obviously we are pretty cool just in general, but, you know, cool and normal. That's that sounds just about
Yeah.
right. Anna, it's been so lovely to meet you today, because I think what I love so much about Reach is you get to meet every age. We've got our next guest who's a really little one, and then later on we've got somebody who's an adult, and I don't know whether you get that same feeling of community, and you
Yeah.
just everything just flows so lovely because we all get it. And
Yeah.
it's so lovely. It's been brilliant to meet you today, and I can't wait to see just how the next few years pan out for you. Wish you all the luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.